You only get one body and one mind in this life. That's it. And you can't suddenly decide to take care of them at 50. By then, if you've neglected them, it's like a machine that's already rusted out. So, remember this truth. Your one mind and body are the only tools you have to make the most out of your life. And protecting them early on is non-negotiable. Now, when it comes to life advice, one lesson stands out above many others. The people you spend time with will shape who you become. Surround yourself with individuals who inspire you, who are smarter, wiser, and better in ways you admire. Because like it or not, you'll move in the same direction as the company you keep. And never underestimate the value of choosing the right role models. A lot of people think investing in stocks is somehow different from investing in a business, a farm, or even real estate. But at its core, it's not. The principle is the same. If over the span of 10, 20, or 30 years, the investment generates enough earning power for the price you paid, then it's a good one. Simple as that. Nobody can consistently predict the day-to-day movements, and in all my years, I've never met anyone who could. I once pointed out a book written back in 1924 by Edgar Lawrence Smith. Until his work came along, people didn't really grasp the compounding power of owning stocks. Not just businesses, but stocks themselves. That realization changed everything. When I get asked about what people over 60 should focus on, my first thought is that Charlie and I are living proof of it. Charlie's 98, I'm 94, and we're still dancing into work every morning. Clearly something is working, but reaching these years changes how you think. Not necessarily better, but differently. And after decades of watching others navigate this stage, some well, some poorly, I've picked up lessons worth sharing. First, if you're over 60, you've already hit the jackpot. Think about it. You were either born in or moved to America, and you've lived during the most prosperous era in history. If you're 60 now, that means you were born around 1964. Look at the innovations and progress you've witnessed in your lifetime. It's astounding. When I came into the world in 1930, life expectancy was roughly 60. So if you've made it this far, you're ahead of the game. You're playing with house money, as gamblers like to say, and that should free your perspective. The first bit of advice for anyone past 60 is straightforward. Get your financial house in order. That doesn't mean becoming a financial wizard overnight. It means being honest about what you have, what you need, and how to protect it. I've seen too many people spend decades saving only to blow it in their 60s or 70s, chasing high-risk returns they didn't need. If someone promises you massive gains without risk, run the other way. I've been doing this for over 7 decades, and trust me, the easiest time to lose money is when you're desperately reaching for yield. Keep it simple. If you've got a million saved, for example, put 90% into an S&P 500 index fund and the other 10% into short-term government bonds. That's it. Don't try to outsmart the market. Don't let your brother-in-law talk you into the next Apple. Years back, I bet $1 million that a simple S&P 500 index fund would beat a hand-picked group of hedge funds over a decade. These hedge funds had elite managers, advanced models, and sky-high fees. After 10 years, the index fund crushed them. So if the experts can't do it, why gamble that you can? The next piece of advice is about health, which is arguably more important than money. What good is wealth if you're too sick to enjoy it? I've been blessed with strong genes, but I've also taken care of myself. I avoid smoking, drink modestly, stay active, and keep my mind engaged. And yes, I still drink Coca-Cola for breakfast and eat ice cream for dinner. People laugh, but I figured out what I liked at age 6 and stuck with it. At this point, trading my habits for one extra year of life doesn't make sense. The last year probably wouldn't be that fun anyway. The real message is simple. Keep up with your health checks, stay active within your limits, and don't fall for miracle cures or longevity gimmicks. If there were a pill that really added decades to your life, every billionaire would be taking it. Another lesson for life after 60, think about giving. That doesn't mean emptying your bank account, but consider your legacy and the joy of helping while you're alive. I pledge to give away 99% of my wealth, and I'm not the only one. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, and others made the same commitment. You don't need to be a billionaire to give meaningfully. Donate to your church, your old school, or your local food bank. The joy of seeing your contributions change lives in real time is priceless. And unlike leaving it all in a will, you actually get to witness the impact. But planning ahead also matters. Facing the end of life may feel uncomfortable, but it's necessary. You need a will. Your family should know your wishes, your accounts, your passwords, your lawyer, and your accountant. Too many families are torn apart because someone didn't prepare properly. Don't leave chaos behind. Having everything sorted isn't depressing. It's liberating. It lets you live the rest of your life without that burden. Something else I've seen. Too many people retire, then fade away. They lose purpose, stop learning, stop engaging with the world. That's the fastest way to decline. Charlie and I are proof that staying curious and active keeps you sharp. At 94, I still read for hours every day, from newspapers to books to annual reports. And just recently, I even bought my first smartphone. Late to the party, sure, but it opened new doors. Don't stop learning. Take classes, travel, pick up new skills, and stay connected. Work, too, has value beyond money. Retirement can sound appealing, but idleness rarely leads to happiness. Find a purpose. Volunteer, mentor, write, or pursue hobbies. My friend Tom Murphy could have retired comfortably at 55, but he kept working into his 80s because he loved it. He lived nearly 98 years, sharp as ever, because he stayed engaged. Family also grows in importance as you age. Your kids, grandkids, maybe even great-grandkids, they matter more than any inheritance you could leave. Time together is worth far more than money. And if old grudges linger, let them go. Life's too short to stay angry over something decades old. Reconcile, forgive, reconnect. You'll never regret it. Be cautious, too, about who you trust financially. Scammers prey on older people, often pretending to be from banks or government agencies. If someone contacts you unexpectedly about money, hang up. Verify everything independently, and avoid advisors promising guaranteed returns. If you seek advice, find fee-only professionals and always get second opinions. Another thing, build your circle. As you get older, you need good doctors, a trustworthy lawyer, a reliable accountant, and friends you can depend on. These relationships are best established before you desperately need them. I've been fortunate to have Charlie as a partner and friend for over 60 years. We've never had an argument. Having people you respect and trust in your corner makes all the difference. Now, I know many over 60 fear becoming irrelevant in a fast-changing world. But wisdom never goes out of style. Experience brings perspective that technology alone can't. Having lived through wars, economic crises, market crashes, and recoveries, I can tell you, most problems do pass, and the market over time always climbs. The fundamentals of good decisions, integrity, and resilience are timeless. On the subject of where to live, don't rush into drastic moves just because you think you're supposed to. I've lived in the same Omaha house since 1958. People wonder why I never upgraded. Truth is, I love it. My neighborhood, my community, my routines, they matter. If you're happy where you are, there's value in staying rooted. If you do decide to move, research thoroughly and don't get fooled by sales pitches from shiny retirement communities. And above all, don't lose hope. It's easy to look around and think the world is worse than before, but by nearly every important measure, health, wealth, education, opportunity, we're better off today than at any point in history. Problems remain, but solutions grow faster. Human creativity never stops. I'm optimistic about the future, and so should you be. Here's the perspective I leave you with. Every day after 60 is bonus time. Don't waste it. Take care of your health, protect your finances, forgive your family, share your wisdom, and keep learning. Stay curious, stay generous, and stay optimistic. The best years might still be ahead of you. Thank you.